Did you know that consistency is the single most important factor to success? Everybody wants success, but only the top 1 to 5% are truly consistent. But why is that? Why are some people simply professionals at breaking their own promises? Well, let me tell you the truth. It's not that you lack motivation or the abilities or capabilities or you don't have the people, the correct contacts, the correct people, willpower. It's none of those things. None of those things. Throw them out the window. It's none of those things. The real reason why you're not consistent is, number one, you rely on motivation too much. How can you rely on something that is not reliable? How can you rely on something that is so fluctuating? It's always fluctuating. It's always going up and down and up and down. Motivation is literally up 10 to 20% of the time, and it's down 80 to 90% of the time. Let me ask you a question. How can you rely on something that is only there 10 to 20% of the time? Would you rely on somebody to show up on time when you know that they only come on time 10 to 20% of the time? Of course you wouldn't. So why in the world do you treat motivation as something that is always going to be there when it's only going to be there 1 out of 5 times or 1 out of 10 times? Please, you have to stop relying on motivation. Stop relying on your willpower and start relying on consistency and discipline. But how in the world? How in the world does one do that? Well, by simply implementing number 2, and that is to change your identity. Change your identity when it comes to consistency. Use the identity-based habits made by James Clear in his wonderful book, Atomic Habits. What he basically said was, let's give an example. For example, you want to quit alcohol or you want to quit smoking. Don't say, I'm trying to quit smoking. I'm trying to quit alcohol. Forget that. Say, I'm a non-smoker. I don't drink alcohol. That is something that I don't identify with. That is something that I simply do not do anymore. That is a relic of the past. That activity, smoking and drinking alcohol, or playing video games, or whatever destructive habit that you're trying to quit, it's a relic of the past. I don't identify with it anymore. I don't do it anymore. Forget about it. Move on. And if you're, for example, trying to build something, consistency, discipline, dedication, willpower, say, I'm a person that has a lot of willpower. I'm a person that is consistent. Don't say, I'm trying to become more consistent and more dedicated on this craft. No, forget that. I'm a dedicated person. I'm a consistent person. I am that person that persists. That's who I am, and nobody's gonna destroy that. And once you say that over and over and over and over and over to yourself, your mind will slowly start to believe it. And when your mind will slowly start to believe it, and then you put actual effort in, actual proof that you are actually who you say you are, the amount of belief and the amount of courage and self-respect that you will gain is life-changing. It's thoroughly life-changing because you are actually who you say that you are. And that is one of the most powerful things that you can do. The third thing to developing consistency is simply set goals. Set goals, plans, and set a deadline after every single goal and plan. You see, the reason why 99% of y'all simply fail in life or are not consistent is because you have no trajectory. You have no clear goal that you're trying to chase. What I want you to do is take a sheet of paper and write daily, weekly, and monthly goals. You can also write yearly goals, of course, but after every single goal, set a deadline. For example, daily goals. You have 10 daily goals. Write a mini deadline after every single one of those daily goals. You have to practice having a sense of urgency. You have to be that kind of person that has a tendency to launch themselves on a task and that will be that person that gets stuff done quickly. And if you practice sense of urgency, you're going to gain so much respect, so much energy, and you will simply do more and you will be faster and more efficient day by day, week by week, month by month, and year by year. And once you practice a sense of urgency, once you set goals, set a deadline, never forget to create plans. And here are the most important questions you should ask yourself when you're making your plans. First of all is, ultimately, how are you going to achieve that goal? But the most important question is, what am I going to have to sacrifice in order for me to achieve that goal? Because if you know exactly what you're going to have to sacrifice, you know exactly what should you do more of and what you should do less of. You examine yourself and you know exactly, pinpoint accuracy, exactly what you want. There is no way that you cannot be consistent, or it will be extremely difficult not to be consistent because you are so pinpoint laser accurate on where you want to go that it's literally almost impossible to go off track, because you know exactly who you want to become in that selected time frame. And that is the most powerful weapon of all time. Clarity. Knowing exactly what you want. And the last thing, very, very, very important, is you're expecting results too quickly. This is why you lack consistency. You expect results too quickly. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but success is a very, very slow journey. In fact, it's the slowest journey you'll ever experience. But let me tell you something. Most things that last have a slow start. Most things that last have a slow start. And success and a path to achievement is one of them. Sadly, it's one of them. But if you are truly pursuing something that will truly last you a lifetime, it's gonna last a lot. It's gonna take every single bit of you every single day. But if you truly understand that, and if you truly develop that art of being unstoppable, if you truly develop that art of saying, okay, life, you've dealt me a horrible hand. You gave me lots of betrayal. I dealt with lots of losses, with lots of self-limiting beliefs, self-doubt, etc., etc. But you are never going to break me. Develop the art of being unstoppable. Say to yourself, no matter how long this is going to take, I will stay in it. And the longer you stay in it, the longer you stay in that battle, the more self-esteem, the more self-confidence, and the more self-respect you will gain. And ultimately, the more consistent you'll become. Simply to recap, number one, stop relying on motivation. Stop relying on something that is simply not reliable. It's the stupidest thing you can ever do. It's self-destructive, and it's only killing your potential. Number two is change your identity. Use the Identity-Based Habits by James Clear. Say, I don't drink alcohol, rather than saying, I'm trying to quit alcohol. The third thing is make goals, plans, and deadlines, and practice having a sense of urgency and clarity. Clarify exactly what you want and who do you want to become. And lastly, number four, stop expecting results too quickly. Stop expecting results too quickly. Develop the art of being unstoppable, and finally become somebody who you were meant to become. I hope this helps. God bless you. I appreciate you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Appreciate you greatly. Thank you.